YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Real Life coming to you with some more content. Jaguar Wright is fire telling her truth. As y'all come in, hit the like button, sub up, hit the bell so you can get all the notifications, and leave your thoughts in the comment. But we're going to get right to it.
How do you think his behaviors are going to change? Since not being released on bond, he has to, stay in jail. How do you think his behavior is going to be moving forward?
Let me be very clear about this. I am not a behavioral specialist or expert in any way, but I am a person who has been around a lot of scumbags, and I got a lot of history. And what I know about scumbags is caught or not caught, they're not changing nothing. You got to think about all of the 1,001 bottles of baby oil. What sane person does that? Like, why is nobody questioning the sociopathy of a person that's capable of doing all of these things that we're talking about? Now the lawyer is saying that the only reason that what we saw happen to Cassie on camera was because she went through his phone, got mad at what she saw, threw it at the back of his head, and that was his reaction. Can you imagine if somebody came up to you during a winter where there was some snow, which rarely happens in Texas, but if somebody came up to you and threw a snowball in your face and you pulled out an AK pow pow, and that was your response. Like, anyone would say that that was insane.
Yeah, let me ask you, I'm curious. The average human probably use how much baby oil in a year?
I don't know, because I don't use that stuff at all. It's called I use shea butter. But back in the days before I made it and got my hands on some good stuff, when I did use baby oil, a bottle would last me at least 4 months.
At least, right.
And if I air dried and I did the baby oil in the shower and air dry, I needed even less. That could last up to 5, maybe even 6 months. So, if you're thinking like of that, of baby oil, I mean, this all sounds very college, very frat boyish. Like KY jelly, wrestling t-shirt contests with girls with big breasts. It sounds a lot like that.
Yeah,
I just want to know, were there women in the tub of baby oil, or was that all for meat milk? I mean, 1,001 bottles of baby oil, that might be enough to cover TD cakes. I know it's definitely enough to submerge Khaled up to his chest. Now you put him and Rose in there, you might need to go hit another truck.
There probably is a shortage somewhere. Jack, let me ask you, because they felt
a couple of shortages and a couple of rappers' pants, but you were saying.
Let me ask you, they looked at Diddy as one, a possible flight risk, but as two, as he could coerce witnesses. With having $75 million at his disposal, isn't that by nature the exact thing that they're worried about? If you have this much money, that you could make this thing, you could probably make people disappear if you really opted to.
See, this is the thing. That'll just make more trouble. Why would he make more trouble now? He done already bought off and paid off everybody he possibly could. Have you looked at the indictment? Like, he called some witnesses up to 54 times.
Yeah, 200 and how many angels? 200 something people he tried to reach out to.
Like, what are you running, a telethon or a telemarketing agency? Telemarketing executives don't make that many calls in one day. Or sometimes not even in a wake call, depending on you was on that you down for Diddy. Like, how does that conversation start? Hey, what's up? I really feel bad about that last time I bashed you in the face with a Ciroc bottle. Look, we good? Like,
So I have to ask. You did a video on our end with Gene Deal.
yeah.
Gene Deal was also a person who spoke on the earlier times of Diddy. Has your phone been ringing from any people of noteworthy? You don't got to say any names, but has your phone been ringing from some of your celeb friends that you have
I turned all of my
shared?
ringers off.
Mm.
I just took my phone off Do Not Disturb so we could do this.
What?
I don't want to talk to nobody. What is there to say? I was right. You were wrong. I bet on God. You bet on the diddler. Anybody that's got anything to say to me, they can say their breath. Because anybody that would call me are also people that stood by and let people lie on me, let people defame my name while they kept their mouth quiet so that they could keep doing their jazz cruises and opening up for witches. What is there to talk about?
So, can I ask you this? Because a lot of people in the black community are the ones who had a lot to say about what you were saying. Didn't on the other side of things, in the white community or in any other races, did they even know of the stories you were telling? And
oh yeah,
what feedback were they saying about your?
You want to know what's funny? Everyone that was not my color believed me. It was my people that needed convincing. My people needed to literally see video footage of Diddy being himself before they were even willing to admit that maybe I was right. But after today, you know,
Psychologically, what do you think that is? Like you're going after our heroes, and people don't want to believe that our heroes could be.
If someone like the Diddler is your hero, then you should hurry up and go to hell with him. If someone like Jay-Z is your hero, then, just be glad you're not talented so he could sacrifice you like he tried to do me, and he succeeded with Aaliyah. Like, if these are your heroes, why don't you, keep saying free R. Kelly? Like, if these are your heroes, see, this is the problem that I have. We put hero status on human beings. I'm not saying that human beings aren't capable of heroics. I'm saying that none of us are God. Because, see, to be a hero in this world, it gives you a godlike status. People begin to worship you, believe everything you say, want to do everything you do. How can I be bringing our people? They're not my people. People who harm, people who maim, people who transfer bad things and transfer people and substances. Those aren't my people. How are they yours? You got to be careful what you call your people. Because if your people are a bunch of, weirdos with a strange collection of baby oil and semen covered VHS tapes and white fingernails and no condoms in sight and STDs, like these are your people. And I'm grateful. So I don't fuck with your people.
So, Jab, what are your thoughts on, in this matter, We just have an arrest, but what are your thoughts on innocent until proven guilty in the court of law?
I wish people felt the same way about me. Because a lot of people have tried to condemn me and convict me and send me off to jail and call me a felon because of weak charges that are going nowhere. I've had a lot of people put a lot of things on me. I've been guilty before proven innocent, and even after being proven innocent, people still lie and say I'm guilty. See, that's an American problem. So yeah, if it's good enough to condemn me, then it should be good enough for me to condemn the diddler.
So, what are your thoughts on all his celebrity friends that denounced those allegations and were like, "This is false," and they were saying,
Liars.
"Yeah, should they speak up now? Should they speak up now?"
I think it's getting a little too late for those who are complicit. For the victims who have been too afraid to come forward because the diddler has been running around with impunity. It's time for all of the victims to come forward. But for the people that have been denying it, you know what? Let's not be coy. I am Jaguar. So let's just keep it a buck. Let's keep it a bean. Stevie J should be charged. Mary J. Blige should also be charged. Jennifer Lopez should definitely be charged. Should I keep going?
You're hitting it off.
Jay-Z should be charged. Khaled should be charged. Rick Ross should be charged. Usher should be charged and tried with him. Or for Justin Bieber alone.
Now, Carisha and Rick Ross just sat down together in an interview.
I know. Two Diddy doo-wop bops. What a reunion. Only thing they got.
Now,
Will Diddy start snitching?
prove it up.
He better. He better. But the only thing I'm interested in him talking about is everything he knows about Kathy Coriana White. See, I know you know what happened to Corey. Diddy. I know that. You and Jay-Z. Down in Vegas, the towel with Claudia. Why don't you just talk about Kathy? That might help. That might help a lot.
I was saying, if those who don't know who Kathy is,
Kathy Coriana White, Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died 24 hours after she announced that she was going public with their relationship and the baby. While he was married to Beyonce. Was it an aneurysm, did he? Or are you the one who paid the same coroner that you? Oh, Diddy, you should talk.
do you feel the federal government will probably speak to Jay-Z in regards?
They already have.
Oh,
They talked to him before he made that Super Bowl announcement. Isn't that interesting? He was questioned by the feds before he made the Super Bowl announcement. Blink twice. Oh, this about to get fun for me.
let me ask.
There's nothing like. Have you ever seen What happens to a rat when it's trapped in a heated environment?
Oh, it'll eat through anything.
Claw eat its way through anything. So I want y'all to imagine this. I got Jay-Z on his back with his stomach exposed. Diddy is the rat that I'm using. And I'm going to take a metal trash can and put it right on Jay-Z's stomach with Diddy right in there. And I'm going to heat that bitch up and see what he eat through. Fuck you, Sean. Both of y'all. I got you, bitch. I told you.
Now I have to ask you a little bit about when you made your comments about Bashir Gray, and now we see that you know, shit, man. Just what are your thoughts? You know, when all this.
If I run into you in public, and when I say Andy, I'm talking about Bashir's mom, I'm going to kick you in your pussy and then I'm going to go to work North Philly style, bitch. Fuck you. And Charlie, you happy now? He's a gay porn star. Are you happy now, Andy? For a book that didn't sell? I hope that new husband of yours leaves you. And maybe it's time you tell your son why his father is really in jail, his biological father, for all of his life, and what you had to do with it. Fuck you! You fucking CI bitch! I'm sorry.
Do you feel this is?
That bitch came to me and begged me for my help. I told her to get the fuck away from Charlie. I did everything that I could to get Bashir, to help her get Bashir out of California into Chicago State to be ready for filming. She knew he had been, she knew what Will did to him. But because of Charlie's sake, and Charlie had promised her all kinds of things. And all she had to do was pretend to be a broken down single mom who worked her way up through the ghetto and raised a superstar for television, when the truth is, she wasn't nothing but a drug dealer's whore. That's all she ever was. She went from drug dealer to drug dealer, and then she snitched on whoever she needed to snitch on until she could get to the bigger bag, until she got with Larry Lair, my friend who raised Bashir in $1 million home. Your whole book is lies, Andy. And I hope anybody that bought it asks for a refund and demands it comes out of your pocket every time they see your son's gay porn. You and Charlie,
Yeah, let me ask you. Today the U.S. attorney.
that
So yeah, no, we gonna pray for Mr. Gray, man. If he needs prayer, I don't even know what's
see,
going
they
on.
trying to slip him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Okay.
I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
You can't say that the flavor camp was sponsored by Johnson and Johnson. You just come on, come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
No.
All that talent, and they fucking and she let Charlie tune that boy up on coke, knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother do that to her son? Turn him into a prostitute so you could pretend to be something more than what you are, which is nothing more than a Philly whore. You're a whore. You're a bigger whore than they're making your son out to be. That's for sure. Because he didn't have no choice. He was down by all. I'm sorry. The Bashir conversation for me is not easy. Because I came to Belial and I asked Belial to help me save the kids, and all he was worried about was his fucking book.
Mm. Oh, yeah, no, definitely.
Don't nobody care about these kids. Don't nobody care about these kids.
So, Jack, I want to ask you, as the U.S. attorney came on and spoke on the indictment, next to him you see six U.S. AUSAs, his assistant attorneys. I believe one pregnant, one a little older, but all white women. What are your thoughts on that when you see six women assisting assisting the U.S. attorney?
A small choruses of Nancy Graces?
Basically.
I think it's fabulous.
Leave it.
Sean P. Combs, he's a bad guy. Can't wait to see it.
Would you like a woman to be the judge over this thing?
Oh, that would be beautiful. That would be beautiful.
I don't think that'll happen.
But do you know who I would rather see a woman preside over? Jennifer Lopez. When she's finally held accountable for the part she played in the harm that was put on Natanya Rubin's life.
Do you think they'll bring up charges on Jennifer Lopez?
They better. She committed perjury. And the attorney that was representing the defense side of that suborned perjury. Last time I checked, there's no statute of limitation on perjury. We can start there. Let's bring Jenny to the cell block. She's been every other block.
Sometimes they'll open up a case to bring light on other cases. Do you feel the Shine, the club night with him and Jennifer Lopez will come back to light?
Oh, absolutely. It has to. It has to. If it was good enough to be content on Law and Order for what? The 12th season, episode 9? The one episode, Three Dog Night, that they have done a public statement saying they will never air on television again. Matter of fact, they went and they edited out in the box set. They replaced it with an episode that's now gray. But it was Three Dog Night. And the part of Jennifer Lopez was played by Kerry Washington. Idris Elba played the role of Diddy.
Gotta find this episode.
You gotta look hard. It took me and Odell forever to get it, and we have to track down one of the original box sets.
Wow.
Yeah. And guess what happened in the end of that episode when they finally tracked down the starlet who they were hiding from everyone so she never had to testify? The male rapper took the charge, so the case was closed, and that's when she finally admitted that it was her that did the pow-powing. And they just let it ride. Isn't that funny? How similar does that sound to what really happened with J-Lo, Shine, and Diddy? And you want to know what's funny? Ice-T knows a lot of people from that time, and he used to frequent at that club. He would have known all of the real details of everything that happened that night. And rather than someone forcing it back into the law's hand, it became an episode for Law and Order SVU. A lot of money was made off of that. Natanya Rubin has not begun to see reparations for what happened to her life. How did NBC get to profit off of it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it was good enough to be a television episode, it should be good enough to be reopened for charges. Because clearly there were other people that knew the truth of that story.
The fact that Keepy D is in jail for Pac's murder, do you feel like they may go even deeper to the 90s in regards to just asking?
They have to, because that's the beginning of everything that's leading up to the tragedies that are about to happen now. We have to go back to the beginning. Everybody knows at this point in time, Keefe D ain't do it. He's already made it very clear he had a profit deal, which means he's been working with the government all this time. When are people going to start asking how long Diddy and Jay-Z have been cooperating with the government as well? Everybody was cooperating with the feds but them? Doesn't make any sense. What I do know, though, is that everyone is starting to notice things that they didn't notice 15, 20 years ago. Suge isn't looking like the monster that everyone painted him out to be. And Diddy sure ain't no quiet boy. The more we start to uncover things, we're starting to realize that whatever we've been led to believe, it's actually the exact opposite. Like I told you, you guys got to talk to that girl, Love Jones, and talk about her times last summer on a Sprinter van, where she was put in the van given a drink of DeLeon. She said it didn't feel like an alcohol high. It felt different. She felt tingled all over almost instantly. Y'all need to talk to her. Because she was partying with, I believe, Justin and Christian Combs. This was last summer.
Oh, definitely. Man, with that being said, Jag, this thing right now, Diddy is set to go in front of another judge by tomorrow to speak again on the bond, if he gets out or not. As you stated, you expected him to actually get bond. If he doesn't, and this case takes months to go, will you at least be having somewhat of some type of satisfaction that he at least doesn't get to sit in a mansion or a nice hotel, but he has to now eat cup noodles, sleep on a bunk, get 3-minute showers, live this life based on what is alleged that he was doing this whole time?
The only thing that he could do that would bring me satisfaction is confess to all of his sins and crimes, point out all of his accomplices and his buddies, and create a reparations fund for every victim. That's the only thing he could do that would give me satisfaction. Right now, the thing that's bothering me is that the world, as usual, is taking too long to catch up to the very real truth that I share. And we need to ask ourselves how many victims were still being made victims in the victim-making machine for the past 4 years that I've been telling all of y'all this. See, that's the part that nobody's thinking about. Jaguar Wright was out there yelling and screaming and yelling and screaming, monster, 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 monster. And everybody kept saying, she's lying, she's lying, she's lying. Meanwhile, the monster is, where's the baby oil in the butt plug? Let's go! And just last summer, a young woman who's a CC here on YouTube, goes by the name Love Jones, was allegedly drugged and almost assaulted by the Combs boys. See what I'm saying? Because we didn't want to accept the truth, more people were hurt by that lie. How many of them wished y'all had to believe me sooner? See what I'm saying? It's bittersweet for me because I'm speaking for them. bittersweet. I'm just praying that they will keep him in, because I think that will give a lot of victims the courage to say and speak and come forward. But until they're good for it, I'm gonna keep doing it. The Jay-Z victims are gonna be worse. They're worse because of the psychological torture that comes along with what he does. Like I said,
do you think Jay-Z is scared right now?
oh, he's terrified. He's terrified. He's losing confidence everywhere. But the only confidence he's worried about keeping secure are those white boys that he worked for. That's his only loyalty. Not even to his wife is he loyal.
But what do you think? And just again, hypothetically, if his kids, as young as they are, asked, "Daddy, who's that man on TV getting arrested? Isn't that your friend?" What would his response be?
He wouldn't respond. He would just laugh and walk away. That's Sean Carter. He doesn't own up to anything. Ever. Gaslight you right in your face. Do it smooth. He's a sociopath. He doesn't have any real feelings or emotions. Everything is transactional. You know? I think the only time he's really comfortable and happy in his own skin is when he's laying in the warm embrace of a man.
Jack, come on. Jack.
What?
Come on, man. You can't paint those kind of pictures into people's heads, man.
Why? It got painted in the mind with the videotape that I saw of him looking very happy in the embrace of a man. I didn't want to believe it.
Damn, okay. Well, Jack,
I couldn't believe it. Then it all made sense, you know?
Jack, what was the last conversation that you and JC had? How did that go?
He told me he was going to end my career and make sure no one in the world ever knew I existed. And I told him it was a pretty big world. And we'll see, Sean.
Amazing hat trick. Wow. Well, with that being said, the world is seeing, the world is hearing, and the world is on notice. I mean, the world is going to say the name Jaguar Wright, given to by your father, probably for a while going forward.
As long as that name stands for truth, justice, and bravery, I don't care. You know, my name isn't even my name anymore. It's a symbol. When people hear my name, it inspires immediate emotions and responses. I stopped being a person the second I decided to do this. I'm an institution for justice. And when people hear the name Jaguar, they know it stands for that.
All right. That's all I got. Y'all come in, check out the video, hit the like button, let's push the content. Leave your thoughts in the comment. I'm out. Real life.